Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the wild landscape of Scotland. And today for this adventure we've come to the wild coastal area, starting off at St Cyrus, but I'm basically away to head north on the coast here today to document an incredible little World War II coastal defensive pillbox. It was a little bunker built by the Home Guard back in World War II to defend the wild east coast of Scotland here, looking out over the North Sea. And it's cool in these videos to often document what's left of these little historical buildings, but there's so much of this path so far being flooded at the back of St Cyrus Beach. I've just been picking a route through this mad landscape. Check that out for a view folks, it's super windy at this point, but there's actually been some mad landslides down here. Just look how beautiful the beach is from this angle. And I'm now going up the steep hill at the far side of the beach. Check it out folks, a cool little bridge here, just nestled in the countryside. I've basically come down in a hollow here. The wind at the top of the hill at the coast there was so extreme. It was pretty much like blowing me over just about, and like it's mad to feel wind, it's that powerful. But I'm now kind of down in this little hollow section, so it's a bit more favourable for recording, and we've got this cool little bridge which is like a picture postcard scene of Scotland, and I'm basically just still following this same path. It looks like that little burn drops off down like a wee waterfall to the coast there. Such a special bit of landscape this. So here we are folks, I've now walked miles up this mad windy coast, and I've kind of come along a little main road down to the edge of here. Again, the path I was on joined to a little main road, and it took me down a hill. There was no signposts there to know like what the name of this place is, but it's cool to see now this World War II pillbox, but a crazy bit of history. It's like there's been a recent landslide right behind it. Anyway, we'll get out of the wind across here and document what's left of the ancient history. No way folks, look at this, the landslides come right down the side of this old bunker. You can see it sitting on the hill. It's mad how landscapes like this can change over the years. That's how sometimes it's cool to document them, because each year, again, the history can get deleted from a thing like this. Maybe one day the pillbox itself will end up getting washed down the hill. This is just mad, like the last time I came here it didn't look anything like this. So I do apologise for any wind in this episode up until now. It's about to change. Once we go inside here we'll get out of the wind. You can see how they constructed it, pouring the cement against the wooden paneling. They would have had rebar throughout it, and then once it hardened they would have taken away the wood and the wooden paneling, and sometimes holes like this is what's left. That's where they would have actually bolted the wooden paneling to it until it had hardened. Wow, let's check this out and see what history has been deleted from this avalanche. Wow, oh my goodness folks, this is absolutely crazy. Look at this, the earth's been going right over the top of this, and the doorway is actually fully blocked. This is absolutely insane scenes right here. Look at this, the way it's all washed down, and that's sandstone bedrock. I think it's got as far down as that. All the earth's washed off the top. And look, here's another detail. This piece of like angle iron must have come down the hill as well. I can't even believe it. That's fully blocked up the doorway and almost covered this place. And I was just talking about how cool it was going to be to get in there, like out of the wind and stuff like that. And that's what I mean about these adventures. Sometimes you can walk miles, and then the thing you go to see, it's like you can't get into it or whatever, but it is just incredible to see how this has changed. I think it was 2 summers ago I came here with the channel DJ, and there was actually, like in this location, little steps here that lead down into the pillbox. But yeah, it's just mad, like there's just no way through that. It's like solid thick earth which is washed right into the back door, and it is absolute tons and tons of earth that's come down that hill. Wow, let's see if we can get the camera in. Whoa, look at the pillbox door. See, imagine you've been inside there and that had occurred. You would have been fully trapped. And that shows how dangerous these locations are. The land itself is wild. Look at the detail of this bunker though, folks. When we're looking in here, you see that internal wall to give the bunker strength, but also to protect it from like bullet ricochet inside, or even the force of an explosion. That was designed to deflect it away from the bunker occupants. Yeah, I can't even believe how much mud has come down that hill. It must have been such a rumble. And the construction of it, it looks like it was just built so much more recently than the 1940s for sure. These were often built as a defensive bunker, which would have been used in the case of enemy invasion on the land here. These bunkers would have come into full operation at that time. Wow, what an angle of history right there, folks. World War II history. So that just goes to show, folks, that's why I totally love documenting these places, the details of the history and how they could change over the years. You can see the way they've shaped this with the wood. You can actually see the grain of the wood still on the cement. And the art of the construction is impressive to see. And you can also see how it's been strongly built, considering it's just withstood a mad landslide. And look on the floor at each side, how much earth has come in there. Wow. It just shows how like nature can be the thing that often destroys history. And now you can kind of get an idea of why, like maybe in 1,000 or 2,000 years, places like this will be completely under the ground or hidden completely. Look at that, the big pile of earth right there. I can't even believe the scenes right now. It's taken me by surprise, like, 'cause I was just thinking surely there would still be access in the back, but it just goes to show these bunkers with a single entrance, that was actually a problem for the occupants. If there had been a detonation or a blast up here and the earth had come down, it could have blocked the bunker occupants within the structure. And that's why like air raid shelters and other underground bunkers have always got a secondary means of getting in and out. Check out that, the rebar here is exposed. It gives you an idea of where it is in the construction and the thickness of it. And then look at the roof of this place. Most likely originally they would have had some sort of camo or like camo netting over it. And then other ones of these, they're often like they would have earth and vegetation on them as well. But sometimes until that had grown, they would have like camo netting. Let's take a proper look at this. You can see how the land itself has been coming right up onto the top of the structure. And then it's actually been washed by the next bunch right down and away. And it must have been insane if you could have had a camera shining on that structure at that time. Look at this, you can actually see the cement and the way they've actually first of all put it on. Probably once these places were poured and cast, they would have gone over and like tidied it up with other cement like what we see on the top there. And I was just coming up to have a look because I don't think I had ever documented the internal side of this. Yeah, what an adventure, folks. Real history of Scotland right here. Once again documented on the channel, and like the mad landscape that I end up going in the middle of, just to see this sort of stuff, it's just such an adventure. And now I'm round here, I'm kind of out of the worst of the wind, but some of that wind on the way along here, it was almost so extreme that I could hardly walk. It was stopping me right in my tracks. Wow, yeah, this is just incredible. I'm blown away looking out over the North Sea, as these bunker occupants may have done at one time. They were probably looking out for U-boats and attacking vessels. Sometimes these bunkers would have only swung into action once they knew that like there was an invasion imminent, and all these like pieces of land were so easy to come on. Like if they had landing craft and stuff in the German army, places like this were ideal for them landing. That's why they had to be defended. And these places were built obviously as like little machine gun nests or bunkers. and they could have been the heart of the battle, because Britain at that time didn't know where the battle was about to occur, so they had to defend every piece of land. And look, you can see how they've dug down and put a massive foundation under there. And then these are actually the drains here for the floor, which would have been the original floor height. And there we are. What an insane scene of Scottish history this is. I can't even believe how the landscape has covered it up so much. Within those 2 years since I was here, the place has just been devastated. And it is interesting to see how they've bolted the wooden shuttering through in these locations. You don't often see that on all the bunkers. Most commonly that gets filled in with cement after the bunker's construction. Check that out, folks, for a scene of abandoned World War II history, almost gone and forgotten from the surface of this earth. But another more ancient piece of history here, which is interesting to see. It's like it's been unearthed from this landslide. There's actually this old dry stone dike here within the land as well, and that must be the one that leads way down. So much land over the years gets taken from the sea that probably there was a lot more out here beyond where the pebbles are now, and that's the reason that that house at the far end of the beach is just, there's one wall left standing on the beach, so you can imagine it must have had a bit of ground around it when it was first built. And that shows how many hundreds of years have passed with a spot like this. Now we're actually getting some sunshine for this adventure, which is a special treat in Scotland at this time of year. The wind is bitterly cold. And yeah, this is where obviously the steps went down in. Now from certain angles you almost can't even see this place. So it's been cool to come today and document what I've documented, and document the constant change in lands of Scotland. And even imagine this bit, how at one time barbed wire may have been defending the back side of this bunker from sabotage on the land. And all the way up the coast there is actually a few interesting details of history here to do with World War II and things like that. And there's another interesting detail actually up this hill to my right hand side. There's some old World War II tank traps which were like bollards put in the land, so any invading vehicles would have had to come down this route. So check this out, folks, this is the two tank traps here up on the hill behind the beach, and these were designed to direct invading forces to the area of land which was defended the most. So yeah, just thought I would throw the camera on. It's so windy here. So there we go, folks, it was cool to see another bit of World War II history, and it was crazy to document how much it's actually changed over the course of time since the last time I was there. Probably like 2 years ago we were able to get inside that, and just check it out now, hey, that landslide has just covered it right over. That's how it's cool to keep doing these videos and documenting the abandoned history of Scotland before it's gone and forgotten off the surface of the earth altogether. Anyway, for the next adventure, folks, I'm about to go and document another piece of World War II history, so tune in again soon for that. I'm going to end this one here. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you soon, folks.